Fear stops us from achieving our true greatness. Are you a professional woman who is feeling stuck, unmotivated, or burned out? Are you worried about your wellness? Are you letting fear stop you from crushing your goals? If you answered yes to any or all of these, then this is the podcast for you. Dr. Charmaine Gregory, night shift emergency physician, burnout thriver, and wellness champion, along with everyday heroes just like you, will explore how to face fear in our lives and emerge victoriously.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified when the next video comes out. It only takes 2 seconds to make 2 clicks. So let's do it. Let's get back to the video. Hello, Fearless Freedom Tribe. It's Dr. G, and we are back for another episode of Fearless Freedom with Dr. G. Today, we have an incredible mom who is going to tell us all about the amazing things that she's doing. And her name is Kris Rice. So welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Awesome. So what we do here is we have you tell us all about all the awesome things that you're doing, who you are, because it does you a lot more justice than if I try to read it off of paper.
Totally fair. Totally fair. You want me to dig right in?
Yes, dig in. Share it. Share the spill tea. Right. Let's hear it.
I love it. All right. Well, here's my true and honest story. So as I began my motherhood journey, I think like so many other people, I began it with this real vision of perfection. I had this beautiful picture of what it would all look like. And about 3 years into it, we discovered that my first daughter had mental health struggles. And really, in short, that kind of shattered that vision of what it would look like. It just didn't match, my reality didn't match my vision of what motherhood would look like. And that really sent me on a path of soul searching and asking myself hard questions and leaning into really unknown spaces to see where we were going to come out of this. It was a messy space, and it was throwing out all the things that I knew to be true. And so really where it led me was to a choice of either being able to lean into these unknowns and live in that space and figure out what that was going to look like, or cling really tightly to what I felt like life should look like. And I obviously chose the first. So I leaned into this messy, imperfect version of what my life could look like. And I'm so proud to say that this version of it is so much more true and authentic and amazing than this calculated, curated version ever had the possibility of possibly being. So really, by leaning in and asking myself hard questions, I found tools that saved me. I found things that supported myself and my family, and I really uncovered a methodology from what worked for me to be able to support other moms who are in the same boat, raising kids with mental health challenges, because it can be a really lonely space and it can be a really hard place to be in and not know where to go. So what I did was package up all of my 10 years of searching and exploring and experimenting and made a fast track. And it is what I wish I had had when I began my journey. So I am here for the moms that are ready to really release perfectionism, let it go, and welcome the possibility of something so much greater. So that's what I am really here for.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's
Thank
super
you.
powerful, and I honestly think that that you described. So you talked about like what your idyllic vision of what motherhood would be. And then you talked about how your reality actually turned out to be unexpected, but then something amazing happened, right? So you then were able to do some personal development, which I don't know how many, most of us, unless we're like in unless we're like backed into a corner, really, like personal development is not usually like, paramount in like our activities. And so the fact that you had a why now, right? Because your baby was your why, right? So like you had a why that was going to drive you to be better for your cherub. And that just pushed you to like have such self-discovery, which is amazing. And then now it got you to a space where you're able to actually share that with the world, which is like, so no longer is the impact like gonna be in your family, but your impact literally is gonna be like global.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. And I think that's, even just as one mom, it's unbelievable the power that we have to create change in our family, just in our single little family unit. But I'm so glad that you feel that bigger impact, because I feel that building and growing right now. And I just think, especially with the year and a half that we've all experienced, even if you didn't have mental health struggles before that, like the struggle is real for far more people than are even willing to talk about it. So I've been there where I did not want to talk about it at all. I would rather run away from it any day. And I'm like, no, I'm here for it. We're living it. Like there is no good that comes from hiding from it. And I truly, truly believe that now, where that would have kept me, that fear definitely kept me hidden for a long time.
Yeah, this whole situation that we had, well, I guess we're kind of still living through it, but like I kind of wanted to be like, oh, we went through that thing, and we like, we came out fine, like we came out alive, it came out better than we went in. I mean, I would like to say that sometime soon, but you're right, we're still in it.
Yeah,
hopefully not gonna be as deep and as crazy as it was last year. So, anyway, so that thing is a funny little, you mentioned the fear that you're, that drives you to hide the truth that you're having a struggle. And, that thing is something that is very deeply rooted in what I do, like, as a doctor. And so because the whole thing, and actually, you probably can compare it to motherhood too, right? Because here's the deal. As the doctor, you're supposed to have all the answers. You're supposed to be able to fix the problem, right? As the mom, you're supposed to have all the answers. You're supposed to be able to fix the problem. So, the two things parallel. Okay, so now you have a situation where, not only is there stress on the family unit, but there's like stress on the entire world, right? So
for sure.
Right. And then, just like the mom, so this is another where the mom and the doctor are going to be comparable, so in medicine, you really aren't encouraged to show weakness, right? You're not encouraged to say, I'm having a problem right now. I don't feel like I'm in it. Right. I don't feel like I'm mentally in it. I feel like I'm hurting. I feel like, I need assistance. Right. So this is how doctors are, not encouraged to do, which is unfortunate. So the same thing with moms, right? Because, okay, you have like, you see these people, which I think every time I see that, this makes me laugh because I'm like, oh my God, this is so not real. So you see these people who like pop babies out, right? And then the next day they like showing their like flat bikini belly. And you're like, or they pop babies out and they like have not a stretch mark or not a nothing, right? Or they pop babies out and like they, have on like, they look like glamour girl, like right after the birth, right? I'm like, okay, that none of that stuff
not
is real.
reality.
Right. But here's the thing. So moms know that, right? Like most moms know that because they're like, wait a minute, that wasn't me. Like, oh my God, I was a hot mess when I gave birth. You know what I mean? And but society, what does society see? They're seeing the Instagram mama, right? They're seeing like the mama who like, oh yes, my nails are done. And, like my face is all great right afterwards, like I'm not a hot, sweaty mess, whatever. And so the same thing is true for medicine. And it's unfortunate because what happens then is just like with moms. So moms go through like postpartum depression, right? People don't want to talk about it. Why? Because they're like, I'm a mom. I'm supposed to be happy, my baby's here. Like, this is the best gift ever. Like, why should I, how come I feel like this? I'm not supposed to feel like this. I'm looking at Instagram and I'm seeing these moms like smiling and this is so the best thing ever. Yay. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not me. So the same thing, you know, it just expounds. And then, so then now you add that, the societal pressure that is unrealistic to a pandemic. And it's like, whoa.
Right. So, because you've got like and it's like, it's all pressure cooked too, because you can't go out and like see people in real life to give you like a perspective on it, right? Like so much of it is like a curated view of what you're seeing. And even though I catch myself doing it too, being like, that's totally unrealistic. But then also being like, I'm also a failure because I'm not doing that. Like, why do we do that? Like,
I don't know.
We are smarter than that.
We are.
We are smarter than that.
We certainly are. And so, no, so that's why it's good, right? That you're like bringing this to light. So now, like the fact that the more we tell the real story, the better, because that is going to help the moms who are feeling it to realize that they're not alone. You know, and that's very important because, you know, postpartum depression is very real. Like it is. I mean, it's a big deal. Like literally you had 9 months. I mean, if you had this is, you know, outside of like a difficult pregnancy, right? Yeah. But if you had a normal pregnancy, you had 9 months of like your hair growing, your skin glowing, like you looking like $1,000,000, right? And then you're also like, literally you're getting drugs the whole time. The baby is giving you drugs, right? So then you're like, oh, this is awesome. This is great. And then you give birth to the baby and you know, what happens is like, it's like you're been on drugs for like 9 months. And then your dealer takes it completely away from you, right?
Yeah, it's just gone.
It's like, boom, gone, right? And then you're like brushing your hair and you're like, wait a minute, my hair is like falling out. Like, what in the world? You know, and so all these things. And so, but nobody tells you that, right? So of course you're thinking something's wrong with you. And I can only imagine that it's a similar scenario to having a child who has mental illness, having a child who maybe is special needs, having a child that has a need or has something that is unexpected, right? So you're, you know, unexpected, like in your mind, unexpected, like societally unexpected. I don't know. Oh, however, it's unexpected. And so, you know, it's difficult to come to grips with that. It is difficult if you're not seeing that, if you're not seeing other people who are experiencing that. So, you know, I'm saying all this to say, I am very grateful and thankful that you came to that point, that you were pushed into self-discovery deep enough to come up with a methodology that actually worked for you and your family, and to have the courage to actually go out and share that with the world, because there are so many people who need it.
Yeah, it's true. And I think, you know, we can get so stuck in ourselves, like questioning of ourselves. I was in that space for a long time being like, this feels off. This doesn't feel right, but you don't have something to compare it to. And so you just stuff it down and you're like, no, it was something tiny, like that little thing. It's fine. Like it's not a nagging issue. I'm sure it's okay. Tomorrow will be different. And then the next day it's like something else little. Cause like at the age that my daughter was, she was tiny, like to try and figure out what's going on in the brain of a 3-year-old. But when your mom instinct knows that there is something wrong, it's very hard to be in that position where your gut tells you something's off, but you also don't know the answer at the same time. Like that's a real feeling of uncomfortable unknowns, to say the least.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, no, that's it's incredible. Hey, it's Dr. G, and I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank you for listening to this episode. I'm so honored to have you here with me. Did you know that I can help you to get your own podcast started? With my podcasting launch course for professionals, I walk you through everything you need to know about starting a podcast. I'm with you every step of the way, from sign up to launching your show, with 5 episodes ready to go. There's a done for you version that's also available if you would just rather just do recordings and leave the behind the scenes work up to us, then that one is definitely for you. But either way, we've got your back here at Fearless Freedom with Dr. G. Oh, if you already have a show and you need production services, we have monthly plans available for you. So check out the links in the episode show notes for more information. Let's get back to the show. So she was 3 when you first noticed something was off? Interesting. Yeah. See, now that's very interesting because like most of the time, like at least when I talk to parents who come to me in the emergency department with a child that has a mental illness, it's usually like, 10 or 11 or something.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that you noticed it that early. So that's
we did.
Very interesting.
I mean, and it was like little things too. I mean, yes, there were like maybe patterns of like eating the same, like having to eat the same exact food, all like gotcha. We couldn't deviate from that, or like brushing her hair being like, I don't know how our neighbors didn't call someone at some point in time. Like brushing her hair was so excruciating for her. She would scream so loud you could hear it down the street. Okay. Or like certain pants, you could only buy certain pants that felt a certain way, or else it was literally so uncomfortable she had to take them off. It felt so torturous to her. So it was little things like that if I would then go tell a friend that, they'd be like, oh, they're just picky. Like, it's fine. Everybody likes their certain pants. Like, It's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll pass. But then it was still like that nagging gut feeling of like, but other people, I don't think other people have it to this degree. I don't think everyone has it to this degree. This feels off to me. So, I think so much our mom intuition is so powerful if we allow it to be. But sometimes we have to, it's kind of taking a leap of faith to do that sometimes too. That isn't always like the comfortable thing to do. It wasn't for me anyways.
No, absolutely. No, you're right. Advocating for your child a lot of times isn't comfortable because a lot of times you're going against what is told to you, or what is expected. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, that's incredible. And so now tell me, so you did this, like, it sounds like a 10-year, self-discovery journey, right? And then that brought you to, here are the resources that worked for us, right? So then was that the next step where you came up with the program that you currently have, or what happened next?
Yeah, it was actually, I mean, I credit COVID for giving me sort of a rebirth awakening, if you will. I've been in the holistic health coaching space for 3 years or so now. I always had an entrepreneurial just passion within me, but I struggled to figure out like, what would that look like? And so I was, again, like keeping it very surface level. Like, we can just like, make sure that we're balanced in life. And there was nothing wrong with the support that I was giving, but it wasn't deep, and I knew there was more. And so earlier this year, I really I literally walked out my door and I was like, I am going to figure out what this is. What is my purpose to be able to share with people? Because I could feel it like right on the surface. And I don't know if you're a big EFT tapping person or someone who's experimented with that before, but I get a lot of relief from that. So I literally took a walk in the rain. I was tapping while I was doing it. And I was like, I'm going to uncover it. And so, and it did, it just spilled out. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of hiding that we don't have this going on in our house, and how many other people are dealing with this too. Like, I can support this mom. I can give you tools that I've literally had to like Google search and search on Instagram, like all the different places that you look to find guidance. All of these pieces have divinely come to me, and then I've experimented with them. I've figured out if they work for me or not. And then I really, I have a powerful set of tools that I not only use for myself, but we also use for my daughter. And I'm really proud of that, because I feel like we've embraced my own self-discovery journey as a family practice now. Like, it's very common for us to do meditations before we go to bed. We tap when things get to be too much. We do grounding when the day just, feels like it's going to take over us. We have those tools and resources, which I think I don't think every family has that, but I wish every family has that, because it really is a game changer. It doesn't have to be complicated, complex processes that you do, but you have to figure out the things that work for you and work for your family. And that can create really amazing change.
Oh my goodness. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so now that you've got us all like on the hook, like we're like, this program sounds amazing. Like, I don't even have that problem, but I want to be in it kind of deal.
Yeah.
So now you got us all like hooked. You got to let us know how we can get in contact with you or how we can find your program.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my company is called the Kris Rice Collective. It's Kris with a K. And so I have a couple different offerings. I am so excited. The program that I really poured my heart and soul into is called Unstuck. And so it's a 30-day program to create freedom, calm, and clarity in your life. And it's all of these best practices and pieces and practices that I have found bundled into a fast track of 30 days. So literally it's the pieces that I found over 10 years in a fast track. And so that is going to be launching in September. Okay. And so head over to krisricecollective.com and you'll be able to find out about Unstuck there. And then I also have a membership program that has weekly coaching sessions. It has a year's worth of content, lessons, interviews, all sorts of amazing ways to support you as a mom. And I think you touched on a really great piece too. Yes, my primary focus is supporting moms who are raising kids with mental health challenges, but these programs absolutely apply to any mom who needs support in grounding herself, getting herself permission to really focus on her needs again, because that's so often lost for us, especially when they're young. So, so I would love to connect with people there. And I'm super active on Instagram. If you want to follow me over there, Kris Rice Collective, and I give, daily inspiration and that type of thing there.
Fabulous. And remember, it's Kris with a K. Yeah.
It is.
All right. Awesome.
And I can give you all the links for your show notes too.
Yes, no, absolutely. That'd be great. But it's in case, because I usually like you saying it, because the thing about it is that not everybody is looking at the show notes. People are listening to the podcast in their cars or, on the road. Absolutely. So, but it's good. We always reference it for sure. So be sure to send that over.
I will for sure.
Okay, cool. Oh my gosh. Such a great conversation. This is like so applicable to so many different situations. And so I just know people are going to be listening to this and they're going to be like, oh my God, I could totally use that. I want to get unstuck, right? I mean, we're right? either we're trying to get unstuck during the last year and a half, or we're like, oh snap, we are stuck. I need to figure this out now and get unstuck. So it's very timely, indeed. And so I feel like it's very applicable to a lot of people. So hopefully you'll get a ton of people reaching out to you and getting unstuck.
I would love nothing more. That would be amazing. I would love to support your listeners.
Awesome. You know what? We are at that point in the show where we do our tradition, and that is filling in the blanks. So, all
right,
Kris, are you ready to fill in the blanks? You ready?
I am ready. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, the first one is, if I am fearless, I will.
If I am fearless, I will release my expectations and I will align with my intuition.
Love it. The next one is, to me, fearless freedom means
embracing the unknown.
Nice. And then last but not least, my battle cry is.
Okay, I have two for this one. It'll be a two-part battle cry.
I mean, there's no limit.
There's no limit. So my battle cry would be, I am enough and I am worthy.
Love it. Love it. Yay. And so just one more time, and I know you're like, no, but I want to make sure that you get your stuff out there, right? So one more time, tell everybody where they can find you.
Absolutely. So you can find me at krisricecollective.com, and that's Kris with a K. And all places on social media, you can find me at Kris Rice Collective. And if you head over to my website, there's a really amazing starter resource. It's a free guide that has 60-second mama resets. So you can grab your copy of that. It is 3 incredible ways to feel better in a minute or less. So head over and check that out. Girls, go check it out.
I will.
Yes, so I would love to connect and provide support. We need each other, and we need this strong, empowering community more than ever. So I cannot wait to connect with everyone.
Awesome. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and spending it with us here at the Fearless Freedom Tribe. We appreciate you, and we know that you're going to continue to do amazing things.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to meet with you.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Fearless Freedom with Dr. G. Again, I'm Dr. G. And if you like this episode, be sure to subscribe so that you can get notified of when the next episode is going to be. And also, I'll catch you next time. Have a great one. Be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.